This is my subscriber's 2006 Yamaha R6, and to put it lightly, it was pretty damn clapped. I mean, look at this thing. The tire wires were literally sticking out, ready to blow, the chain was completely shot, and the gas tank was leaking fuel everywhere. And that wasn't even the half of it. The stator cover was leaking oil, the headlights were melted straight into the housing, meaning I had to rip out and redo the entire wiring harness just to get the lights working again. It was an absolute nightmare, but it had way too much potential to leave it like this. So over the course of the next few days, we are going to transform it into an absolute masterpiece. Make sure you stick around until the end to see my subscriber's reaction when he sees it for the first time. First thing we are going to do is remove the fairings. And if you guys like this sort of content, consider subscribing to my channel and liking this video. It truly does help me out and I really appreciate it. Now we're just going to remove the rear passenger seat lock. Now we are removing the battery to prevent any accidental short circuits while we tear into the bike. Look at this tank. It was clearly red from before. They put a terrible paint job of white and then it looks like some JB Weld or something's here. But look what happens when I remove this screw. Starts fucking leaking. So we're gonna go ahead and plug that in before my whole garage starts to smell. Seems like there's a lot of gas in this tank too. So now that the tank is flipped up, we're just gonna loosen all these hoses and connectors. Look at how dirty this is, man. I mean, this is terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Let's get the rest of the fairings off the bike. And then, as you guys know, I like to go ahead and wash the bike right after once it's fully stripped down. Now we're removing this side mirror. It's only held on by one bolt. Okay. Okay. Also underneath this bike, you can see like the wiring is all exposed. So we really want to just tuck all this in and clean it up once we have the new fairings on. So we went ahead and removed all the fairings. Pretty boring process, so I didn't think I need to show you guys. One thing I saw was this mess right here. I don't know what the hell this is, but it's definitely to cover some sort of oil leak. That's crazy. This is actually a really nice chain, but it's definitely shot. That definitely needs to be replaced. It seems like it's never been changed, and not only that, it's never been maintained. And you see the play right here. When I move, there should be zero play. Everything's like worn out, everything's like rusted, grime everywhere, literally melted headlight. I definitely don't want my subscriber riding this thing, especially with how powerful an R6 is in this condition. You can also see the coolant. Coolant is non-existent, zero coolant. And that's why we're doing a full service, because we don't know what the previous owner did or did not do. So I think before I take it out for a wash, I obviously have to take care of this headlight issue. So I went ahead and bought new headlights for this bike. I do like these LED ones. So we're gonna keep those, but we're gonna take the backings, the back housing off this headlight and sort of transplant it onto this bike. We just want to steal this housing, the backing of this headlight over here. As you can see, like right here, it's like separating slowly. Now the full backing of the headlight is out. So now we're just going to take this and put it on the old ones. Okay, headlight is removed. Okay, now we're gonna get all these tabs loosened up and then unscrew these Phillips bolts. So after I opened up the headlights, I stripped the wire ends, made clean reconnections, and sealed every single splice I made with heat shrink tubing to keep it rock solid and weatherproof. I laid down a fresh strip of butyl rubber sealant to make sure no moisture or water could ever leak in. After that, to get the factory seal, I had to preheat the oven to 230 degrees and put the headlights in for about 10 minutes so it can soften up the sealant. So the next thing we're going to do is remove the airbox, and this is to get these spark plugs out so I can change them out. I already removed all the screws that go all the way around the airbox, so all I have to do is just flip it up like that, come right off. Now what I'm going to do is remove all these hex bolts so I can get to the spark plugs. So once I removed this actuator out of the way, I went ahead and removed the coil packs. With the coil packs out, I was ready to remove the spark plugs, and I used this swivel socket just to easily access the spark plugs. These spark plugs were in pretty bad condition. They look really used, so we went ahead and replaced all of them. Now what we're going to do is install these brand new spark plugs. Look how much better these are looking. These are NGK. So we're going to go ahead, put it in. Nice. Thought this was magnetic. Maybe it was my fault. You want to make sure it's snug in here, and then you want to go ahead, put it in the cylinder, and then slowly rotate. If there's any sort of friction, back it out, go back in. Then you want to go all the way in, hand tightening until you can't anymore. That's when you get the ratchet. You don't have to do it too hard on these spark plugs. So we went ahead and cleaned all 4 coils. Nothing special. They were just dirty. These look a lot better. Now we're going to put them inside each cylinder head. So all the coil packs are seated in there, and now what we're going to do is, if you know me, we're going to detail this area, because if I do take it for a wash, I won't be able to get into this area. This is the only time I'm going to be able to clean this up, so let's just do that right now. The clean microfiber towel, we're going to take this and a little bit of WD-40 silicone spray and just wipe down the frame a little bit, get rid of this cobweb, some dirt, grime. So we went ahead and cleaned up this area. Looks pretty good compared to what it was. All we're gonna do now is put the cover that was here, and then we'll move on. I want you to see the difference between the old air filter. It's like literally black. You can't even see the filter inside because it's so black. The new one. This guy definitely needed an air filter. So I want to quickly show you guys what I'm doing right here with the rear brake. I replaced the brake reservoir. So this is a nice gold little brake reservoir. I put some brake fluid in there. I attached the hose. So what I'm going to do is pump the brakes, 1, 2, 3, 4, have the brakes pressed down. Then I'm going to release this right here. You can see the brake fluid going in, lock it, and then I could release the rear brakes and just rinse and repeat. You just want to flush the system until all you can see is new brake fluid. That's the new brake reservoir. I think it looks really clean, especially when it's going to be gold and black. So just want to Obviously you want to test it on the road, but real quick, just to test it. Feels nice and firm, it's not spongy or anything. Nice. Here what we're gonna do is just quickly remove this cap right here. You can see it's really fucked up. Not a huge deal at all, but we do want to keep that black and gold theme, so we're gonna install this gold oil cap right here. Boom, fits perfect. Now it matches the gold over here. We're gonna add a few more gold accents throughout the bike. So right now we're going to remove this stator cover. It's completely scratched up. It's aftermarket, it's blue, and looks like he put some like gasket maker all over here. It's a very terrible job. So we are going to replace it with a black stator cover just to make it look better, and this just looks absolutely sloppy. So let's fix that. And what we're going to do is remove this tiny screw so we can put it in the new cover. So now we are just unscrewing this last screw that holds in the stator. And now this just pops right out. Here's the new stator, looks much cleaner, black. We're going to put it in the same location.
Now we are bolting down the stator cover. We got all new Yamaha bolts, so the stator cover has a nice fit. The previous stator cover used the wrong size. So now we are removing the front axle. This will help us remove the front wheel, and then we can replace the tire. Just hammer it out one side. Once it's out the other side, you can just pull it straight through. Here I just want to show you the bolt on the axle got stripped, so we had to order a new axle. Now we are removing the front sprocket. I'm holding down the rear brake so the front sprocket doesn't spin as I am loosening it, and the front sprocket was extremely loose. I barely needed to hold down the rear brake.
So now what we'll be doing is breaking the chain. I always love the PBR tool by Motion Pro. It presses, breaks, and rivets the chain. So to break the chain, what we're going to do is take this anvil block, put it on B, make sure the B lines up with brake, back the little pin from the body bolt. The body bolt's the bigger bolt that the pin recesses into. We're going to back it out about 3 to 4 millimeters into the body bolt. So we're going to line up these pins on the chain with this anvil block from the back, and we're going to push the body bolt all the way up against the chain. So we're gonna pick a spot on the chain. I'm gonna go with the master link, see if we can find it. It's probably the weakest one. Okay, I think this is the master link right here. Okay, now it's securely positioned in the back. We're gonna spin the body bolt until it's really inside the pin and it's really secure. Now we're gonna make sure we get a 17 millimeter, tighten the body bolt. So it's like firmly against the chain. Now we're gonna hold the chain tool tightly right here, and you wanna spin this. This pin is gonna go through the body bolt and through the pin, so I could push the pin out the other side. So it's gonna take a little bit of elbow grease. It's a little bit easier right at the end, obviously. Once it's all the way through, like you can't really tighten it any more than that. Back it up all the way. And that's when you know you broke the chain. So here's the chain. You could hear that rattle. That's not good. That's when you know you gotta change it. But this is actually a really nice chain to begin with. I think it's a EK chain, which is really expensive. Too bad it wasn't really properly taken care of.
After we remove the chain, we remove the rear axle to remove the rear wheel so we can replace the tires and sprocket. With the new tire and sprocket, now what we're going to do is apply a little bit of Loctite so we can tighten the rear sprocket nuts. Because the rear tire is off, I went ahead and degreased the areas, made sure everything's nice and clean. Before we put the rear wheel back on, we're just going to go ahead and grease the axle just to make sure everything's nice and lubricated.
Now we're going to install this chain. This gold chain to go along with black and gold theme.
We slowly routed the chain over both sprockets, then we applied both O-rings on top of the pins on the master link with plenty of grease. Once we have the outer plate on the chain, we're going to go ahead and grab our PBR tool, line up the P on the anvil block with press, and then we're going to line up the PBR tool on the back of the chain and press the chain together. After we've pressed the outer plate onto the chain, we're going to go ahead and line up the R on the anvil block with the rivet. Then we're going to get the riveting tip, line up the PBR tool, and flare out these hollow pins. When we flare them out, it becomes permanent, and make sure you go slow so you don't crack the master link. After that, we are just going to adjust the chain and make sure there is sufficient slack. Before this all goes back together, it's getting a deep clean. Bolting brand new fairings onto a decade of road grime just feels like a sin. Here we attached the headlights and put it on the front nose fairing. Then we took the fairing and put it on the bike, and it was just held down by 4 screws.
So here's how we're looking so far.
Now we are painting the gas tank black to match the fairings. I saved this part for last because I dreaded it. I've never painted anything before. I first cleaned the tank and then I sanded it with 220 grit. Then I wiped it down with alcohol. After leveling a few spots with Bondo using 150 then 400 grit, I sprayed filler primer. Then I sanded it with 600. I wiped it clean. Next, I laid down 3 light coats of black base, wet sanding with 1500 to fix some blushing. Finally, I sprayed with Spray Max 2K Clear with 7 minutes flash times. My phone died so I couldn't film the clear coat, but after it cured, I wet sanded with 1500 then 2000 and finished it off with a compound and polish.
Take a look at how this bike is looking. It is 100% done. I don't need to add anything else except for the rear seat. It was just charging, made sure the battery's full. But look at how it turned out compared to how we got it. Surprisingly, the fairings fit near perfect. I'm not missing one bolt, everything lined up perfectly. Look at these brand new tires, super sticky, Battle Axe tires. I polished the bike, it looks phenomenal. You guys remember these bolts were rusty, cleaned those up. The headlight housing, not melted anymore. Instead of the red brake cap, we got black. So everything just looks really, really nice. I'm really happy with the way this thing turned out. Now what we're gonna do is just apply this high gloss coating. When you clean the bike, you can add this and it just enhances the color and it adds a little bit of protection. So once we do that, we're just gonna wait for my subscriber to come and pick up his new bike.
For some reason, my hands feel like Bismillah. MashaAllah. Is that really my bike?
Completely different, right?
No way. Is that my bike?
Absolutely, bro.
Is that my bike? Oh my gosh. This is sick, dude.
Yeah, bro. It's literally a new bike.
Wow. I'm in love.
Yeah, bro.
Sick, dude. That is really sick.
Thanks,
You
bro.
changed all this
Yeah.
into the black.
So I left the carbon fiber. You had the carbon. I left it
Yes.
because I think it just looks better.
That is cool, man. That is really cool. My goodness. Oh, God. That is cool.
Yeah, fresh chain, and then look at the cover, the engine cover. Remember,
Yeah, that
it
one.
had JB Weld on it. Like remember right here had JB Weld, and
Right.
it was like messed up.
So I think the one before that, it was actually missing a piece of it.
So everything's like 100%.
Oh, God, that's cool, man. I appreciate that, man.
And then
Oh,
look-
look at that.
Look at the
dude.
headlights.
That is insane. Nice. Very nice. I love it.
Start it up. Start it up. I want you to see the headlights. It looks clean.
Bismillah.
Make sure
Cool
this is on
stuff.
too. Yeah. It looks evil, right? Huh?
I like it.
It turned out, yeah, it's not bad.
It's amazing. It's really amazing.
And then remember, you didn't have a tank holder.
Right.
I put a new tank holder, so in the seat, it's like,
It's tight now.
huh?
so
It's
this-
tight. You
it's
can't,
not- okay.
you know, everything's tight. You can't take it off.
Because I was trying to tell you that and I forget. Because this one was just sitting there like
Sitting there. And the tank is bolted down. Remember, the tank didn't have a bracket to
Right.
hold it.
That is sick.
All right, bro.
Thank you so
Ride safe,
so
okay?
much. I really appreciate you, man. Thank
Yeah.
you so much, brother. Sounds good. I'm gonna take you to the highway first. Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, bro. Be safe. Absolutely, man.
So there you guys have it. That was the transformation of his R6. Let me know what you guys thought about the final results. There's a few things I did not show you guys, like an oil change, coolant flush, accessories, you know, just the boring parts. But that pretty much sums up the whole video. If you guys enjoyed watching this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I'm gonna come out with a lot more videos. There's more bikes in the garage that I can't wait to show you guys. We got an R6 over here, 2016, low mileage. Beautiful fucking bike. So I really love you guys. I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you all on the next one.